The opinions voiced in this podcast are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be suitable for you, consult the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. Today's guest and their company are not affiliated with or endorsed by LPL Financial. Do you mind telling me a little bit about yourselves, your names, and your businesses?
I am Jamie Arrington. I have 3 beautiful children and a husband, and we have a flower shop together and event centers together, and it's a crazy life.
I am Lisa Bailey. I am the sister to this crazy one over here. We've been business partners for almost 29 years.
Oh, wow. So how did it all start? Obviously you probably knew each other pretty well at that point. But kind of take me back to the beginning. How did things get started for you guys together?
She had come home and she decided she wanted to do flowers, and they called and they said, "Hey, your sister wants to start a flower shop." And I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "She needs a partner." And I was like, "Okay." I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm like, "Okay." And so she's like, "Can you come home?" And I was like, "I literally just enrolled in summer school. Like, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "Well, Bin School of Floral Design at A&M has classes available. It's 2 weeks long. You go there, you learn everything." And I was like, "Okay." She's just like, "Can you come home?" And I was like, "Oh, have y'all been drinking? Can you And they're like, "We had a little wine." I was like, "Why do you call me?"
We've had a little wine.
I was like, "Why don't you call me tomorrow?"
Yeah.
And so the phone rang the next day, and I was like, "Oh, okay.
This is real.
This is serious." And so, literally,
Quit your job.
Yeah, she's like, "Is this weekend?" And I was like, "What?" So I literally quit my job, enrolled in summer school, and came home. And then went to the Bin School of Floral Design, did a crash course, had no clue what I was doing. Literally no clue.
She didn't even know what flowers were.
No, they're like, "You go out in the hall and you're going to X amount of this and this. And I'm like looking at the person in front of me going, "Okay, this is what I'm getting." So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But fast forward, I do know my flowers now.
I mean, surely.
I would hope so by this point. Yeah.
We both have a master's in floral design from the state of Texas.
Oh, yeah. I will say I'm both usually surprised and not at all surprised at how many origin stories start with, "Well, we had a little wine."
Yeah.
All right, and then we're just thinking, let's change our lives entirely and get going.
I really didn't think the phone call was coming the next day, and when it did, I was like, "Oh, they're serious."
Right.
And you're like, "Oh."
Yeah. Fast forward.
Wow.
We didn't like each other growing up.
Sure.
At all.
We fought like cats and dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, at one point my mom thought literally she's gonna buy us boxing gloves and tell us to just get in the backyard and just duke it out. She was so far over
She'd
it.
pull up from college and I'd be like, "Why is she back?"
Yeah, I would literally drive in the driveway and she'd ask Mom, she was like, "Why is she here?" I thought she left. Mom's like, "It doesn't really work that way." Yeah.
And so of course, natural partners and we need to spend a lot more time together to get through it. Yeah.
And we do spend a lot of time together.
I'm sure.
But it works for us. Yeah, everybody was like, "This is a bad idea." I cannot tell you how many people are like, "This is not going to work out well for you. You're going to hate each other. It's going to be bad." But, in all honesty, I feel like it is actually a little easier because do you have siblings?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So sibling versus friend or employee, you can just go, "You need to cut your shit. I'm mad at you."
Yeah.
You say your piece and then keep moving. Whereas someone else, you have to figure out their personality style, how they take things and lay it on them gently and divert all. No, it just say your piece and keep moving.
Yeah.
It works for us, which we don't fight. It's, I don't know, it just works for us. We're very much alike in a lot of things. But then we are so very different. We can go to market and we can divide and conquer. Just say we're in a shirt. We can divide and conquer. And I'll start on one side, she'll start on the other. And we get back and we are like, "Oh, I picked that up too. I love that." We gravitate towards the same things, but yet we also like so many other things separately.
She'll pull something, I'd be like, "That's hideous."
Yeah. We have our moments of, but it works for us very, very well. And it's wild because we can leave work, go home, and then the next day she'll start saying something. I'll start smiling. She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I've seen the exact same thing. Like we're
on the same page about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like thinking. It's like I was just thinking about that. We do need to do that, or I was just
It's wild.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
So how did things grow from the flower shop? I mean, obviously this could have been a story that was just, hey, I went home, we started doing this flower shop, and a year later we decided, But how did things grow for you? How did you make it work and then turn it into other things?
So like when she was doing wedding consultations and stuff like that, I mean, what got us to the TMP Center was that every time she talked to somebody, like they were like, this is where I can have my wedding. And at that time, it was like maybe 2 or 3 places.
Yeah. There literally
there was not
less than a handful of venues that could hold 200 people.
Yeah.
And
I
so
mean,
we
most of them
started
were like 150.
seeing that was a niche that was just totally empty. And so we ventured out and started looking at the building, the TMP Event Center, and then we were like trying to figure out how many people it hold, So we started doing events in-house. And then when we did that, the shop portion of it got bigger, so that's when we got more into gifts, and then we got into clothing. So I think once we saw that there was a niche of something, it just kind of evolved into the other things.
100%.
So
it, I mean, we've always had the floral background, and then we just started adding. And I think a lot of times life lessons make you pivot. And so like 9/11 happened, our phone, we just gotten back from a major market. Our phone didn't ring for like 2 weeks, and we were like, oh my God, how are we going to pay for all of the stuff that has just come in? And it was like the first major like hurdle. And then, our parents were entrepreneurs. So dad came by, or called dad, I don't even know how exactly, and we were telling him what we've done, and we're like, oh my God. And he was just like, well, are you done? Are you ready to close your doors? Or are you wanting to stay and fight it out and figure it out? And we were like, that's not,
because we had bills that were about to be due.
Yeah.
And so we were like, oh my gosh, we have no customers. There was like a good while that, it was crickets. We're like, how are we going to pay our bills? Whoa, we were doing so good and now we're not doing so good.
Yeah. And
so dad was just like she'd said, you want to fight this out and figure it out, or are you ready to roll the carpet and be done? We were like, well, no, we're not ready to be done. Because it just started getting good. It was finally, we were going somewhere, and he's like, I'll make you a deal. I'll loan you the money for your bills that are about to come in. And he's like, and you're going to pay me back. And then, obviously we'll go from there. How the business picks back up after all this and all that. And thank goodness that he was willing to help and that we had him, but it took us like 6 months to pay him back. Literally. Which was not bad. We were like, holy moly. It was at that point,
didn't know that it could happen.
We
didn't think in that time frame.
Do you close your doors and just say we're done? Or do you fight it and keep on going? And we decided to fight it and keep on going, and it turned out better. Just, you know what I mean? But it took a while.
Yeah, I think probably one of our biggest blessings is our parents' accountant had been their accountant for 20 or 30 years. Yeah. And so he came in and he sat us down, and he basically was like, yeah, you're probably not going to make it. We were like, huh? What are you talking about? I was like, I thought this was a pep talk. This is not how I saw this going at all.
It's a different pep talk.
It really was. I was like,
but to give a hindsight, I was 21.
I was 24.
And so we were young, and I think in his eyes, it was like, there's not going to be somebody that young that wants to work that hard to make it work.
He said that he had like 3 and 4 generation flower shops in the Fort Worth, Dallas area that were closing their doors left and right. And he was just like, really? They are not going to work 90 hours a week and not take home a dime for almost 3 to 4 years and still have the drive to get up every day and try to still make something happen. Because I want to say probably the first year plus that we were in business.
We're talking about the taxes.
No. Oh my God. That's a funny one too. The people that walked in our door or called on the phone was somebody that we personally knew, like through family or whatever. That was like, that's how we started.
If the phone rang, we knew them, or they were friends with somebody that we knew. Yeah. That was just a chain of, I thought you were going to talk about the time that I got my tax stuff and I owed the IRS. And I was like, I don't even have that much money to pay. That was like my first reality check of the IRS.
She was like, I didn't even make that. What do you mean I owe them that money? What? Yes. All the life lessons.
Yeah.
I was like devastated. I was like, how do I owe that much money when I don't even have that much money?
Yeah. I don't think that business even starts until you hit a stumbling block like that. Like there has to be a certain amount of time that you're starving.
Yeah.
And that like you keep going with it, and then when you do, business finds its own. And like I mean, it's very much of like that first bit in any business. You're supported by your network, a good amount, and then there's a weird moment where you're like, well, I've run out of people who I know, or who have they sent.
It's surprising that it's somebody that you don't know that came in.
Your first stranger, you're like, oh my goodness, I am good at this. I'm killing it. This is a person who did not know us at all.
And they found our door.
They found our door, and then after that, you're kind of off to the races a bit, and like you just never know who's going to walk through the door.
Our grandmother was a card. She was so damn funny. She would call on the phone, and she called me Easy. She was like, Easy, I need a box of business cards. And I'm like, what are you gonna do with all these business cards? I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I know they're expensive, but I need a box. And so we're like, okay, we'll order a box of business cards. And we did. And she was notorious because if she was going through the drive-through at the bank, or she was somewhere shopping or doing something, she'd just slide those business cards into people's hands. And she's like, my grandbabies. And we were like, oh my God. And these people would walk in our door and they're like, your grandmother gave us a business card and this. And we're like,
so great.
That's the best marketing team you could imagine. It's just like,
oh, she was a mess, but she was diehard. And like, if it started getting low, order them up again. She's ready for another stack.
That's awesome.
They were entrepreneurs too, and so
So
we didn't have a choice.
Your business has had a lot of different kind of phases. Which has been one that you were glad ended, or one that you were a little bit hoping that had worked out a little bit more?
I mean, I'm glad that COVID went by. That was brutal for events.
Oh.
Yeah, that was brutal.
You know, I think that was probably one of the ugliest for sure, for so many people, for so many different reasons. I mean, for us, never in a million years. Because, you know, for us, when you take an event and you take a deposit, you already know that you're going to have the other side of that. Like, it's on your calendar. And yes, you have something that cancels every blue moon because, you know, life happens for whatever reason. But the amount of Xing off the calendar was insane. I mean, because for us, because, okay, so we're a florist, for those of you who don't know. We have a women's boutique, we're a full service florist, and we have 2 venues. Plus we do events everywhere else. Does it, you know, in Abilene, out of Abilene, we travel, we do all the things. So when you talk about losing basically 2 calendar years of events, it was like, are we going to make it out of this?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is too, it's like even after those 2 years, weddings just changed.
Oh, 100%.
And I don't know if that was cost of goods. I mean, just the whole scene just changed.
People don't realize the world lost half of its floral farms. I mean,
really?
It was wild watching.
Like it sent them under. It sent them under.
Because they had all these big events on their calendar, and these, you know, they
put out the investment, and then suddenly didn't have
these people weren't taking any of that stuff, and they were just truckloads of just stacking like it was grain florals.
So hard to see.
Going in the trash.
You know, because we follow a lot of their wholesalers we buy from, and you were seeing these videos of
Growers,
them literally, growers / wholesalers, but they were literally dumping all of their flowers in the trash. Like they had nobody to sell them to. I mean, because we couldn't deliver flowers. They couldn't deliver flowers. I mean, we were just at a handicap because, you know, during that time they had everybody on such a lockdown. So, I mean, they literally was just throwing inventory away. And just to watch the videos, you're like, oh my gosh. It was just mind-boggling to see that much stuff go into dumpsters. I mean, it's just like, oh, wow. And so, I mean, it took them down. And so too, when weddings did start picking back up and people were like, oh, I want this color, I want this, you know, flower, we're like, well, we're going to try to help you get it, but those people are gone now. Like the people we would like source out to,
Wow.
you know, diversify where we can get things from, those people aren't options anymore. So we're going to have to find people that do have that available, and hopefully at your date that we can get them.
It was a whole nother level of crazy. I
Yeah.
mean,
Wow. That's also you guys handling that from being in business for decades at that point. And so, like, I can't imagine
Yeah.
anyone who had gotten into the
Just
space a
jumped
few
into
years,
it.
or even if it's like,
Yeah.
hey, we're finally doing fine,
Yeah.
and then completely sidelines businesses. Yeah.
I mean, we really honestly, that was probably the first time we really honestly didn't know if we were gonna
yeah.
survive it.
Wow.
I mean, it was just wild, to say the least.
I remember we did an event out of town, and as we're setting up the event, they were like, yeah, they had people come into this, not that event facility, but another event, and they were like questioning, you know, because at that point they were trying to restrict the amount of people and stuff like that. I don't remember if it was a birthday where, and they were like, yeah, they had people come in, like trying to shut down their event because they had too many people in it. And here we are out of town doing an event, and we're like, and this is the town that they were trying to shut down events. I was like, oh my gosh, how's this going to go over? Holy moly, this is crazy.
It was.
A whole nother level of crazy.
How do you think about planning for rainy days differently? After going, like, you've been through, I'm assuming, obviously COVID was most likely the worst, but you've seen a lot of
definitely up there on
transitions,
the
and you've
list.
seen a lot of different economic times when business was doing great and businesses wasn't.
Yeah.
So how do you think differently maybe about how you prepare for maybe not another COVID, but essentially,
Yeah.
hey, what if we for whatever reason cannot run this business for a few months or 6 months or a year?
I don't think you can think about it that way.
I don't think mentally you can go there. And I know that
Yeah.
sounds probably just
Right.
crazy.
Most of the time for Lisa and I, it's like, how are our sales? How is our walk-in traffic? I mean, and if
So many factors.
if our foot traffic has slowed down and our sales have slowed down, obviously if you're going into a market and you've already been slow, in which I mean, there's certain times of the year that you just know they're going to be slow.
Those J months.
Yeah, I mean, and then to September, you kind of analyze what you're in right at the moment. So if you already can tell that things are going slower, obviously you're not going to bias deep. You're not going to go overload yourself into it. So I would say it's more or less kind of in the times that you're in and how sales are going and stuff like that. And obviously for us, I mean, obviously going into, you know, like your holiday months and stuff like that, things get amped up and you buy heavier. But too, I mean, you're always kind of paying attention of like politics, things that are happening. I mean, foot
What's the country
traffic,
doing?
Yeah, what the country's doing. I mean, because, you know, there for a while, I mean, people weren't spending because they were all scared.
True.
And so, I mean, that also affected how we bought.
Yeah, and I will say this. Small business is definitely not for the faint at heart. Probably going to get some slack for this a little bit, probably from the one next to me, but I feel like it's gambling to a certain level. I mean, I think you have to be willing to put it all out there for someone to possibly take your chips away from you from the table.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the same sense, it takes a little bit of that crazy mindset to truly make it work. Because I feel like some of our biggest gambles have been the best payoffs that we've ever had. And if we wouldn't have ever tried it, we would have never be where we're at.
Even like when we went to that TMP event center,
Oh my
they made us
God.
sign a lease that even if we closed our doors in the next, like we were open a month and closed it in the next month or whatever, we had to pay 5 years of the lease, period. So even if we went under the first year, we were still obligated
Right,
for the
yeah.
rest.
I mean, we
It
signed.
doesn't matter how good
Oh.
business was. Yeah.
Our houses were
wow.
on the line. Our cars were on the line. In fact, we did not tell our parents because this negotiation was almost a year-long process
city.
with the city.
Really?
And we did not tell our parents until probably, I don't know, 8. Yeah, literally because we hired an attorney because we thought,
Sure.
let's
He
think,
would help go
and
through
our
everything
accountant,
better.
we kind of did both. We were like, let's go in wide eyes open and all to see what this is, you know, what
The
we're really
projection
looking
of-
at or how bad this could actually be for us if
Yeah.
it went sideways. And so we literally, they had our proposal and we would sit in these board meetings with bankers and all these different people and they're like, well, what if it doesn't work? We were like, that's not an option. Like,
Right.
and I mean, to me, I don't think you can even have that kind of mindset. If you're preparing your backup plan,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
I think that's fear almost.
Yeah,
Controlling,
I think fear controls us. And so I think if you're doing that, like, I don't think you're all in to begin with. It's like you're still 2 feet are still out of the game.
At some point in owning a business, it's like, I don't think that you can protect yourself 100%. I mean, I don't think that's a thing.
No.
Which is why people don't do it.
Yeah.
1,000%.
And
That's why they
rightfully,
want their monthly checks.
and by the way,
Yeah.
rightfully so. Anyone who tells me, oh, I couldn't do that, you probably shouldn't. And also, I'm jealous.
That you had that process of thought.
Because this isn't an option for me.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not an option for me anymore. And
Yeah.
it's very much, I mean, like, that's how you have to think of it, too.
We're special kind of crazy.
I am obsessed with this.
Yeah.
I am going to run my head into this wall until I break through it.
Yeah.
And I have to be so stupid that I keep doing it and thinking that it's going to work, or I just won't.
Yeah.
And I mean, like,
It's almost easier sometimes to find more excuses not to than to.
oh yeah, you can't look at the pro-con list. Yeah, the pro-con list is not the right equation for anyone doing this. Yeah.
To a certain extent, but not
Sure.
to an extent.
There is a really good pragmatic advice of like, hey, maybe you shouldn't ruin your life doing this. But like, I mean, like even things down to like a lease agreement can end a business before it starts.
Oh.
I mean, it could literally cut a young entrepreneur's legs out from under them.
You know, that was the one thing my mom had said to us. She said, you know, if this doesn't work, she's like, I can't help you out of this.
Sure.
And that just sent her over like cliff.
And we were like, but we're not asking you to help us out. And she's like, but do you understand?
Yeah.
But as a parent, like,
I cannot save you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
No
close your
one's
doors.
coming. Yeah. No one's coming to save you
And
on
then
that.
again, our cars are on the line, our houses are on the line.
Well, if that's it, I mean, maybe leave not one car on the line so you have somewhere to sleep.
Right.
But you know.
We didn't disclose that one.
Yeah. I would imagine though that there's a certain level of preparation that you learn from that, and ways that you have certain pivots that you can do because you've been in like, okay, we're going into emergency plan B because all right, we're canceling this and this to make it work for a couple months. There are certain things that you've probably had to nimbly change.
I mean, probably too for us. The hardest part was trying to get loans from a bank. We had more no's. And I was like, do they loan out money? I'm just curious.
And that was the craziest thing, I think, for us at the time because we had this business that we'd started.
Yeah.
At that point, I think we were like 3.5, maybe 4 years into it, had no debt.
None.
Right.
Owned everything, and they're like, yeah, no. Sorry, hard no. And it's not like we didn't have bad credit. It was like, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have any.
Yeah, they're like,
you don't have any credit.
They're like, yeah, no, we're gonna pass. And
I think I had to put the cooler on
a credit card because it was like we were moving in, and we were like, we gotta have this.
Right.
Like, what are we gonna do? And we're like,
by the way,
So
I'm an idiot. I literally thought when he said that, I pictured like a Coleman cooler. I was like, okay, so like she didn't want her sandwiches to get cold at the to get hot at the beach.
she likes the salmon.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's rough. The igloo is going
It's
on the
a
credit
15.
card.
I think it's
Okay, no.
what, 15
Gotcha.
by 15
Something for your actual
cooler?
business and very large. Yeah, okay. The
What
walk-in
was it
cooler.
like?
I can't remember if it's so many years
$20,000 or
ago.
something. Yeah, it was.
So many years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we.
And I think the bank came back and finally approved, and we're like, we already had to have it.
Yeah.
Right.
We're like, thanks.
Hey, better late than never.
I think we used it for chairs, and we spent $15,000 on chairs.
Oh wow. Okay. There
You know,
go.
it's go big or go home. We don't know any other way of like. Yeah, we honestly did not know in that year negotiation if the city was actually going to take our business plan.
Really.
In fact, the week before, they were like, we have another business plan on the table. And we're like, wait a second.
Like, we fought through all this. And then
We're, a year down the road, and now you have another business plan. And then we find out who it was.
We're like, well,
We're done. We're done. We're like, they already have a store. They have investors. Like, shit
They
is
had a
over.
good cash flow.
Yeah, like, we're done.
They had cash flow.
Yeah, they did.
They
I mean, they came from. They were strong competition. We were like,
oh, that's a big hard no for us.
yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
And then they picked our plan, and we were like,
But I think
What?
to even get started in that building, was it like 30 or 40,000?
40,000.
That's all we needed from a bank. That was it. And the other business plan was going to be multi-million.
Oh yeah.
So it was like we were going like it's a no-brainer. Like we don't need that much money to make this happen.
Sure.
So
And they just couldn't
That's
wrap around their brain of like how we were going to make it work. And we did, and we had no intention of ever actually moving out of that building.
Right.
And they thought they could bring a chain restaurant in that was going to bring more people into downtown.
Yeah.
And then they could not make it happen. But it was the biggest blessing. We thought the world was coming to an end because...
Did you curse that building on the way out? Is that... Did you do some kind of a ritual to make sure that no one else can live there?
The thing was, that's what we talked about. I was like, nobody else can make this work, and we made it work. And now they're still trying to find somebody else to shoo into the place when they couldn't get anybody in. It's like they were so set. They were so set on a restaurant coming in that they couldn't see past that you had somebody in there being successful and making it happen, that they still were looking at restaurants.
Yeah.
And so when they try to shoo in another restaurant, they were showing the building and they didn't tell us that because we were getting close to the end of our lease.
It was like New Year's Eve, and one of the bands that would come play, one of the guys was getting married, and we were like, we'll do your bouquet for you, So,
it was like on a day that we were closed. And she's like, just meet me at the shop, I'll get it.
Yeah, and so I went in to make it. And I hear a dink of a door, and I'm like, I'm the only one here in this 15,000 square foot building. And I'm like, she's out of town. And I'm like,
who just came in with
who
me?
just walked in the door?
I mean, that building was so long, like you couldn't see the.
That would freak me out.
Yeah, you can't see the kitchen
Flat
doors.
out, yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally hiding, like calling her, like,
Yeah.
somebody's in the building with me.
Right.
And then I get up and I see this man
Using a key.
use a key and then walk back out the door. And then I don't know, I felt a little crazy. And so I went running after him and ran out the door. And I'm like, who are you? And why are you? Yeah, like a lunatic. Like he probably was like, what is wrong with this woman? Mm-hmm. And then he told me, he goes, well, I'm with the city. We're going to show this building. I'm like, excuse me? And that was kind of our telltale of like, they're making moves.
Wow.
It was coming to the end of our lease.
Yeah.
And so they were maybe trying to hedge that if we didn't renew that they were going to get somebody else in there. And so at that point, Lisa and I were like,
What?
no.
Yeah.
And so my mom does real estate and she's like, hey, I found a couple properties downtown. Come look at these. And so we were like trying to figure a way out. Because I told Lisa, like, at that point, I mean, if they do have, a restaurant on the line, then they come back and they try to up our lease even more. And it was already high.
We knew it was going to be a no-win situation at that point of like,
and then too,
they
on
were
top
working
of
that hard
we're
to
working
bring someone else
we're working
here.
that hard to pay for a building that will never be ours. And so that was the other thing too, is like, if she's got some property to look at, let's go look at it. I mean, at least at the end of the day, it's our property.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was definitely a huge stepping stone for us and a big blessing in disguise. I mean, because it just fueled us to make moves that we
And they
were
fast moves.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, what, in less than, what was it, 3 months?
Yeah.
We started to finish,
Really?
revamped 2 buildings and moved in.
Wow. Okay.
It might take a little more for the event portion of it, because I think we got in the shop maybe a little faster.
Yeah. So I think the event side of us has taught us pivot,
Yeah.
because if you do events for a living, it's also one of those not for the faint of heart, because you can do all the preparation for everything to go the right way, and then when you involve all these other vendors, there's always going to be a glitch. There's always going to be something that doesn't pan out the way it's supposed to, and so you're trying to figure it out on the fly. So it's taught us to pivot.
So the event kind of, I guess, area of business in Abilene is not, let's say, unsaturated.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players in it, and
Yeah.
there's more always trying to get into it.
I mean, to start out
Yeah.
from where we were with maybe 3 or 4 options, and now if you look them up, there's 27, 30.
Wow.
I mean, it has gotten,
Yeah.
everybody's kind of in the game now.
Everybody's like, well, I have this warehouse. We'll just turn the lights on, and doesn't work that way.
easy,
Everybody
be doing it.
So
5,000 in the city limits right now.
what do you think that you guys are doing that has, one, kept you in business doing it this long, but also has kept you as a prominent option, and when you have as much competition as you do, keeps you being the right choice?
I mean, I think probably from the floral standpoint of view, when we first started, wanted to do nicer floral arrangements than what most flower shops did. So I would probably say the style in what we, designed and did, we always tried to have like an edge on, you know, what was available and what
Keeping
people,
up with trends.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times the phone would ring and it would take everything that you would turn money down, but they'd be like, I want some carnations and I want them blue and red. I'm like, oh no. I mean, it was one of those, we don't do baby's breath. We don't do carnations, and
we don't do a lot of filler flowers.
we don't do the filler. We want you to have
nice and
Dutch flowers. We want stuff that you don't see
Holland,
everywhere.
Ecuador.
Yeah. And so it would be like, I'm sorry, we don't do that. What do you mean you don't do that? And we're like, I'm sorry, you might try another florist. And it took everything, not just to just give in and go, I don't want to do it, but I need the money. I mean, a little bit of arrogance, I guess, on our part.
Because you lost money when you told somebody you weren't going to do that.
100%.
But it did make us different than, I
Yeah.
had to say, most of the mom and pop flower shops at the time that were in business.
Oh,
We had a style that
they call
nobody
it,
else had.
Yeah, they call
Yeah.
it bread and butter, and that's
Yeah.
carnations, daisies, mums, baby's breath. It's
They
super
give-
inexpensive.
They
It
look
makes
fuller,
fuller.
but cheaper.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say prettier, but fuller. Yeah. So,
Definitely.
yeah. I'd say too, it just, I think with times you just diversify and then you see what your customers want and what, the trends are and stuff like that. And you start leaning in directions that, that people are walking in the door and they're asking for.
I think for us, whether it's we've gone to market and we're in the car leaving market and I'm like, what was your favorite thing you saw? What did you feel like we could do better in? We take that approach with our venues. The events that we do for the store, and we're constantly, I think you got to constantly be moving forward, because if you don't, you're getting, you're not staying ahead of the game. You're falling behind, and there's always going to be the newbie that's coming onto the scene and it's going to have their honeymoon stage that they're the go-to that everybody's like, they just pulled into town, they just started their business, and all these people see them, which you can't keep your eyes on what everyone else is doing, granted.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in that, but you have to keep evolving because you're your worst enemy at that point.
You become stagnant.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. And in that same sense, like, it doesn't have any fun. You're not evolving with your business. It's not changing, and it's boring.
Yeah.
What's exciting to
Every
it?
day changes.
If you're not excited about the products that you carry or what you
else
do,
is gonna be?
why are they going to be?
Yeah.
Like, why do you go there again?
So would you say the addition of, obviously a lot of your businesses stem from the entertainment space, the event space. And so what do you think was the addition for the boutique, and maybe why you guys wanted to also add that onto your plates?
I would say, like, when we were our very first shop, we had bought, it was sterling silver necklaces that were crosses. And then there for a while, it seemed like, I don't know, we had more people coming in wanting to buy that necklace. And I was just like, why is this like, and then you could have a beautiful gift item that sat there for like 6 months and you can't get rid of it. Like, why isn't this moving? But yet the necklace was one of those things that they didn't have to really think that long and hard on. They were like, I'll take that and I'll take that one for a friend. I'll blah, blah, blah. And then you start realizing that's a good place to make some money. That's obviously moving. And so I would say you start seeing like what's turning over and how fast it's turning over. Like Lisa and I talked about the other day about square footage. It's like, how long this stuff's been sitting here and it hasn't moved, and we sell this, so much faster, we sell this so much faster. It's like then you start realizing, hey, maybe we should go the direction of what people are buying, what they're wanting.
You got to
So-
move with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like we try to do that more consistently and realistically look at, like, hey, we have this much wrapped up in this inventory of these items, and yes, we sell them, they just don't turn very fast. Whereas this over here is moving 5 times faster, way less of an investment. Like, it's that you have to constantly evolve. And we enjoy, I don't know if it's the challenge of it all that drives us so much to see, I like to see change. Like, her standing joke is don't stand there because I'm going to move stuff. Like, yeah, she'll call, what is she doing?
The rearranger.
I might have this problem too.
Do you?
A bit, yes. No, it's a weird family joke. I'm just like, oh, well, I wonder what everything's gonna be pointed at now. Like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's been a week. I wonder what they've changed just for the sake of it. It's like, oh, Steve was organizing again.
Well,
I got a problem.
It's a good trait.
We have to do that on some levels because,
Yeah.
I mean, we probably average, I don't know, 5+ boxes a day that come in our store
Really?
that we're unboxing.
Clothing.
And so it's like Tetris
Yeah.
because
Trying to
it's
make
constantly
room
like,
before we can stick
where are we going to put that?
Right.
Why? All these things are moving. So it's just
I guess what's moving right now in your minds
Clothing.
are
Clothing.
Clothing.
What kind of clothing specifically?
I'd say, I mean, anywhere from shirts to outfits to t-shirts. I mean,
it's a
little
little
bit
bit.
of everything.
For sure.
Too, right now, I mean, the trend for Western is so hot.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge. Like vendors that we would buy from that don't even do Western or even in the Western pool. Now I'm like, whoa.
Well, and I think
Yeah.
a telltale sign is when you start seeing these really high-end designers that have never had a single piece of Western in their lineup and they're branching into Western. You're like, okay, that says something. Like,
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So who do you think is shopping in your boutique? Is it more local people? Is it people from out of town? What would you say the kind of split would be?
It's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
You know, too, now that we have that hotel downtown and there's been so many boutiques that have come into the downtown area, which has helped
Sure.
with
Drive
the
traffic,
flow and everything. So I would say, I mean, obviously we still have locals, but for locals, sometimes we are a destination because we are downtown. But then too, we have a lot of newbies that are staying in that hotel, or you know, their kids are going to college here. I mean, so I mean, it's a
Dropping kids off at
yeah,
summer
it's a
camp
lot.
and happened to have, like, Googled or saw us on TikTok. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many people like will walk in the door going, I follow you on TikTok, and I'm like, really? Because we just
I
started.
love the accents of all of your customers. By the way, it seems like a local business, like a boutique, honestly does end up. I mean, you don't think it would happen, but you end up with more people who are coming in from and out of town.
Yeah.
I mean, very much like the way that, and I've said it several times before, the way that people figure out what a place is through the restaurants and through shops. And if someone's visiting this area and they're trying to figure out, hey, what's the vibe here? What's the culture here? What's the things? You go downtown.
Yeah.
And you typically walk around.
Yeah.
And if you do that and you like the feel of it, you're going to come back. You're going to keep doing those things. And so like boutiques and stores like yours actually probably have a heavier weight on visitors' impression of Abilene probably than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But for us being in downtown, we've been in downtown for probably 25 of our almost 29 years, because in college I went to Angelo State and their downtown is phenomenal.
Really?
Like, it is so good.
Yeah, they were really revitalizing their downtown.
Early in the game.
Yeah.
When we started. And when we opened, there wasn't anything. There was the Grace, there was Cypress Street. And yes, they were, you know, working on the Wooten, all these different things. There wasn't stores. And, you know, we're firm believers, if you want change, you have to be a part of that change. Moving to downtown was probably one of the hardest things we've ever done.
Really?
It would have been so much easier on the south side of town where there was more traffic and it wasn't a destination.
Yeah.
I mean, we've honestly, I want to say in the last 5 to 8 years have seen stores start moving into downtown.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, I've seen at least 5 boutiques close their doors in downtown. Like, it's a hard game, and if you don't have that foot traffic, it's very, very challenging.
Yeah.
But we want downtown to move and grow. We're like, downtown, yes, come on, get in your car and drive it. And I can't tell you how many times a day that I'll run into somebody and they're like, oh my gosh, I see your social media, I just don't get into downtown. And I'm like, why not?
Right.
It's not that far. I mean, you're not in the Metroplex. It's not going to take you 30 minutes to get across town.
Right.
It's just
Well, and
habits.
if you, I don't know, if you ever pay attention to things people, you would think that most Abilenians think that South 14th is downtown. Like, I mean, for them, they're like, oh, well, that's the center.
Going past that's hard.
Yeah, it's difficult. It gets tricky.
Yeah.
I need a map, basically.
I mean, like, from my house almost to the shop is about 15 minutes. I'm like, it's not that far. And I live out past, we're Abilene Regional now, it's Hendricks, but out that direction. I mean, that's like on the other side of town.
Yeah.
And it's not, in comparison to big towns, I mean, it's not that long of a drive.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, some people go just a few miles and it takes half an hour. So
as you guys are kind of entering a third decade or a fourth decade, where are we at?
Almost third. We're 29. We're getting there.
So how has your view of success as a small business changed? I mean, obviously you go through several, like you're through a lot of the early stages, which like a new entrepreneur is going through. Hey, get started, don't quit. Get to where you're doing okay, and then you can start getting an idea of how you can scale it. How are you thinking?
I mean, like we said,
Kat has got her tongue.
You know, like we said before, like when somebody came in and it wasn't somebody that we were related to or knew or friends with, that was like a pretty good success. It's like
doing things.
We're doing things. We got a customer, real one, fresh off the streets. There we go. I mean, I don't know. I guess for us, I think being now to a point that downtown has more foot traffic and stuff like that, it's like that's been a big success for us. I mean,
that is a huge feat in itself.
I mean, because there was days that, I mean, when you're downtown, I mean, there'd be a couple hours and you hadn't seen anybody. It's like, well, maybe they're just eating lunch, or maybe they're
one of those days.
It's a long lunch.
Yeah. So I mean, so now to have consistent walk-in traffic throughout the whole entire day, it's like that's a good success for us. You know, because there are days where we're like, are we ever going to get to that stage?
Yeah. 100%. But in the same sense of that, we basically have a whole nother job called social media that didn't exist when we started our store. That is a whole nother ball of wax. But, you know,
it was phone books and billboards and radio.
I laughed so damn hard the other day. She logs in and she hands me this. I was like, what is that? She goes, that's the phone book. I'm like, it's like this big. And I'm like, is that what that thing is?
Right. You used to be able to like stop an RV from rolling down a hill by like wedging it underneath the tire.
Yeah. I would say, you know, there are some days that I feel like for us that you think it seems so long ago, and then some days it was like, hey, do you remember our design room where the table was in the middle of the room that two of us couldn't walk around it at the same time because it was so tight? Our design room now is about the size of our first store.
Oh, really?
For real. And and we thought, oh my God, we'll never fill this space back here. And it's like, it's a constant. So I don't know what would be a huge win or stride or feel like we've come somewhere. I don't really ever think about it in that standpoint. Do you?
I guess, just at the point that, obviously we're making our customers happy. They are coming back. that's
Thank God for you, yes.
Yeah. If they weren't happy, we wouldn't exist.
True.
And if they didn't support us, we wouldn't exist. So that's a success.
What kind of changes would you be hoping to see in the near future or over the next 5 to 10 years is, based upon what you've seen so far, what's been good, what's been bad, what are some changes that you're hoping is coming your way or changing in your market?
I would like to see more things moving into downtown. And don't come for me when I say this out loud, but stores, not offices. Because the bad thing is we do have...
Or a bank.
Yes, we got a lot of banks downtown. These offices, they roll up their doors as soon as it hits 5 o'clock and they're in their cars and they're like, get the hell out of Dodge. And they don't... They're not bringing the people into downtown. Yes, some of these places people will walk around and check things out, but their destination is from A to B, from their house to work, and there's not usually an in-between. So I want to see more boutiques and gift stores and restaurants and things like that bring people to our destination of downtown.
I don't know. I think sometimes people think that a new boutique's going to be competition or a new person movement's going to be competition. But I don't think that on the other side of it, the more that you have, the more people want to come down and shop.
I 100% agree with that. You got to be just pro-business. And cheer on everyone else's, jobs and all the things, because if you view them as your competition, it's no.
You got your eyes on
you gotta you do, because we all, it just is better for everyone involved. Because if they're going to drive to that one store downtown, well, hopefully they're going to take that same car and go a block over and come see you too.
I mean, what we would buy and what another boutique would buy, I mean, would be totally different. I mean, same thing like when we go into showrooms and we see another boutique that goes into the same showroom. I mean, what they come out with and what we come out with are two different things. So our style is totally different than somebody else's style. So,
I 100% agree with that, yeah.
I would imagine when there's more than one option also, it's just like, when you make the decision, I'm just going to look at something and buy it online. Yeah. Your thought is, oh, that's one thing I am doing. Yeah. But if there are multiple places to go in, like where it's going to be like, hey, this is worth the drive, and this will allow me to still go through the options because it's endlessly more fun to walk into a store, look around at things, try things on. Amazing that. And
not have to ship it back.
Right. And not be wondering, is this going to fit? No. I mean, just like it is about 1,000 times more fun to walk into a place, talk with real people, have a human connection, than it is to just put some more things in your cart and then see how it adds up. When you go into shops, you don't see it all add up. And these are the amazing financial tips I give to clients.
Don't put it in the cart.
No, put it in the cart. Put it in the cart. Right and then look at your bank account and see if you need it. No.
Maybe later.
Something crazy like that. Yeah, no.
Maybe later. I don't know.
Yeah. What is the transition or things that you guys are working on right now in your business? Other than just social media.
We, well, I'll say with our venue, we constantly try to evolve with them. Right now, we just grinded down the floors in the warehouse and down to the raw concrete and are going to buff it. We just changed some lighting fixtures. Going to change the banquettes that are there. We constantly, you have to keep improving everything. It's kind of like a house. You constantly, some paint. Here's this, here's that. We keep up with trends and you got to keep it looking good.
Awesome. What about you? Anything you're working on or thinking about?
Probably next market and what we're going to get and styles and all the things.
Yeah. We go to market probably every 2.5 months, which shocks people a lot of times because we're already buying. I mean, fall started. Season, and we constantly are seeing what new vendors are out there and finding new products and what's the new thing that we think is going to sell in the store.
And now they start amping up for holiday season and stuff like that. 100%.
What's something coming up that you're excited about? This could be in the next year, next few months.
That's a good question.
It can be personal or business.
Yeah. We love market. I mean, even when we don't have 2 nickels to rub together, we love market. It's crazy that way. I feel like market for us is a creative reset. You get to see what trends are out there and what you're forecasting to be the next thing in fashion, design. Yeah. And so it really gives us creative juices.
Because I feel like too, like you can go to market and because they usually have end caps of what they think their hot sellers are. Because most of the time, by the time they get to Dallas or whatever, they've already had a couple of markets. Yeah. And so they're like,
Atlanta's already happened.
Yeah, like this in Atlanta was hot or whatever. And so it's like you kind of go through and you're like, holy moly! I apparently know what's on trend right now because every aisle is covered in those items.
Somebody has something of the same thing.
Yeah, so trends kind of hit you in the face sometimes. You're like, okay, well, apparently that is
polka dots are in. They're here, and you will see it everywhere. I'm not even joking when I say it, but
I'd say stripes too.
Yeah. No, market is our vacation / not really a vacation away from the store. Fun to see. It's fun to put all the things together to create a story for the store. It gives us new ideas for decorating, rearranging the store. It just fills that creative bucket. Yeah. Awesome. So that's, people are always like, it's so much fun, you get to go to market. Yes, it is so much fun. But in the same sense of that is how much are you spending? Are you making good decisions? I mean, seriously.
These Alexis say, guess what we just spent?
Yeah, I'm like, do you really?
She up the invoice. She's like, how much do you think that?
Yeah, I'm like, the lady gives me the invoice. I'm like, okay, and I close it up. And I'm like, how much do you think that order was? All that we just did right there. How much?
I think it was $4,000. She's like,
no, No, that was $6,800. That one. Yeah. It's
Name your price.
yeah. It's like, what do you think that was? How much do you think we just did? I know it doesn't go, it's not how everyone else buys and does all the things that they have a very strict ledger. We kind of fly by the seat of our pants a little bit. It does. We're definitely not dull.
That's awesome. For someone who sees your business, what you guys are doing, is looking to get into it, what advice would be yours?
You know, because we've had a lot of college girls that have actually worked for us that have actually gone on to start their own businesses.
Stores, yeah.
I mean, I would probably say, depending on whatever they want to start, they probably need to go get a job in that industry or whatever it is,
100%.
get their feet wet, and hopefully they're with somebody that actually wants to share. Because a lot of times people don't want to give out their trade secrets.
Sure.
So, you know, it was always fun too when they have like at ACU have interns that want to come in and like that helps them figure out, is this really what I want to do?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't tell you how many college kids we had who are like, I'm going to be a wedding coordinator. I'm going to coordinate. I'm like, okay, you do realize you're going to be little Joe Movers, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to get to look cute, but you're the one that's going to be loading,
it in and
hauling,
packing it out.
moving, doing.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, don't they just have people do that? Oh, no, honey.
I mean,
You are those
Later.
people.
When you can afford those people, yes, you have those
Later, you will be an
You are
employee
that
in your
person
business.
if you can afford that person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would probably say, like, just get your feet wet and make sure that's even what you like. I mean, because I think there's two people that come in that work and they're like, oh, I didn't know it entailed all this. And we're like,
You got to steam those clothes.
yeah. And then, too, I mean, just the hours. I mean, because we do wedding work. I mean, we can be there until 2, 3 in the morning. That's not for everybody.
Oh, I'm notorious for like when we've got big events and we have multiple big events going on, that I will go home and eat because I just need to get out of the building, take a bath. I'll put on my pajamas, drive back to work, and I mean I might be there another 6 hours.
Wow.
Like,
depends on what.
yes. I mean, it is nothing for holiday time to be there 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'd say it's not for the faint of heart.
No. And you have to be able to willing to do that. And if right now you can tell me what, no, probably not something that you're going to last at.
No.
And going in business with somebody that you think is your friend, not usually a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when we first started out, we started out small. I mean, very small. And we didn't take much money to get into it. And then I feel like I've seen a lot of people that had the cash flow and the money, and they could throw hundreds of thousands of dollars at something, and they didn't make it.
Yeah.
And I say that
Easy
because
come, easy go.
Yeah, I say that because I mean we struggled for every dollar that we made when we first started, and none of it was easy. And so I can't imagine having that cash flow, and you're really not getting that full feeling of penny in, penny out, penny in, penny out. So I mean, there were days that we would go to market and we'd be like, "Can we spend $500?" I mean, there were days that we were like,
We can't even
crap.
can't even buy anything out of their opening of their line. Like, your opening is $1,000.
Okay. Not today. So I mean, so I would say, you know, they're just gonna have to like get their foot in the door with somebody and just try to get a little base start and see, you know, where to go, and hopefully people will share with you information. Because I know a lot of times we've had people call and they're like, "Do you mind us asking you a few questions? We don't live in your town, but we came through. You know, kid goes to school there." We're like, "Yeah, we don't care. What do you want to know?" I mean, we're open.
I mean, if you're trying to guard everything, then
yeah.
I don't feel like the money saves you any of the lessons.
No.
Like
that's
they
the
definitely
best lessons, unfortunately.
Like they definitely try to buy, like a lot of people do try to buy their way and insulate themselves with that, but I don't know, there's just a certain amount that has to get burnt, and it has to come out of you. Like everything that you're really gonna learn, you're only gonna learn through struggling, and it doesn't matter how much it's gonna cost you or whatever. You still have to feel the same struggle, or you're not gonna make it.
Oh, I think
Our hardest lessons are ones that
tied to money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. And then I mean, but those are those flags in your head. You're like, remember that one time?
Oh yeah. I think we started with $16,000 is how we started the store. Our parents started us.
The building that we were
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
We rented from them.
We both had jobs on top of the jobs that we had.
Yeah, we closed the doors, and then I worked in the mall, and she worked as a, what was it called?
Visual design.
Visual designer for
Steinmart.
Steinmart. I was like trying to.
Oh man, Steinmart.
That's a hot
takes you
second
back.
ago.
Yes,
Hey,
it
don't
was.
talk about my age.
I remember Steinmart.
Do you?
Yes.
How old were you at Steinmart?
I was in college when it was still in existence.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What were you doing at the mall?
I worked for Cadillac Style when they had clothing. I worked there and then the shop during the daytime.
Mm-hmm. We both had jobs after our jobs.
Because, when the CPA said you're going to work for 2 to 3 years with no paycheck, we were like, what? It'd be nice to get paid.
In your head, you tell yourself that it won't happen to me.
Yeah. No, I can do it in 6 months.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to be wildly profitable within the first year.
Raking it in.
Yeah. It was nice to actually have some cash flow.
Yes.
How'd you celebrate it?
Probably buy things I didn't need. Literally
I can already tell you where that's going to go, yes.
Yeah.
Leather bags, I don't know.
I went to the grocery store. It was incredible.
No, we were lucky because when we started the shop, we lived at home with my mom and dad.
Oh, okay.
So that was the one thing my mom and dad did say. They said, while you're trying to get through this starting, you can live at home. My mom likes to cook, so we had that covered.
Mm-hmm. We had to give up our vehicles.
Yes. I drove a minivan.
I did too.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you had to give up the minivan?
No,
or you
we had
to drive minivan?
We had to give up our personal vehicles.
Okay, where did these...
Because we couldn't afford to go buy a van.
So this was like the business's minivan, basically.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I had a 4-door truck, diesel.
She was a rodeo girl in college.
Yeah, I had to get rid of that and turn it into a minivan, and I was like, I swore I'd never drive a minivan.
Do you have like sweet minivans now, just for nostalgia?
I don't know if a minivan can be sweet.
Some people would probably argue with that.
No, I have
Moms.
an SUV, and then the shop has a minivan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we both gave up our vehicles because her accountant was like, well, you can't go out and buy one. You don't have the money to buy one, so you have to trade in your vehicle for a van. And we both had to. 5 years? I think I drove a minivan for 5 or 6 years, and then I was like, I can go buy a car. What?
Crazy.
Living on the edge, yes.
So to kind of wrap up things, where can people find you? Where can they get more in touch with you or follow you?
Downtown Abilene.
Yes. Right next to Bible Hardware on Walnut Street.
Okay. Behind the post office.
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
TikTok. Yep. She's getting crazy with it over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys are just so fluent with it. You have like adorable nicknames for it now.
No, her first TikTok live was evolving.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I still have not done the TikTok.
I don't do TikTok either, but she did it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did do it. It's been an adventure.
Really?
Wild.
Okay.
Yes. Apparently, after so many followers, you can go live, and they really push you to go live.
Okay.
And so one morning, night, whatever you're going to call it, as I was doing event stuff, I decided to go live. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. No freaking clue. And so I have the phone. I'm making florals for an event, and I guess I pushed something not even knowing I pushed something. And when I did, this woman proceeded to jump on the screen with me. I kid you not. I kid you not. I look down and I see this woman and she's talking to me, and I'm like, oh my God, what is she? Is she a prostitute? What has she got on? I'm like, is she a woman of the night? Like, what in the wide world is going on right now? And I was like,
she's laying in her bed.
Who was this person? Did you ever find out?
I don't
like,
know.
Actually,
but
another florist.
No. She was very kind. I will start with that. She might have been tokening it prior. I don't know, because there was all the smoke in the air. Anyway, she was very nice, and I didn't really know how to get her off the screen. I mean, I probably.
Would you please?
So, I mean, I was just gonna have to ride it out, and so I did.
At least you give her a good business.
Yeah, she started asking me questions about my business and how I got started, and she wanted to start a store too, and I'm not even gonna say what all the things, but yeah. And so she was like, "Oh my gosh, she got a spiral out, she got a pen out." She started taking notes, and I'm like, I can't make this shit up. I mean, I really can't.
That's a solid fan.
Dude.
That's awesome. Okay, well, for the most interesting TikTok lives,
yes. So
make sure you're following.
Don't touch
make sure
any
you're
buttons
following
on
the
your
arrangement.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the next time you get on there, YouTube, before you get on there, how to do TikTok lives. Please figure
That's
it out.
not even.
No, keep it up.
I know. And my friends were like, I think you should just make this a regular, like, just pop on somebody and just go with it, because that was freaking priceless. And I'm like, I couldn't make that stuff up.
Every part of me hates that idea. Like, that's my new biggest fear. Yeah, strangers is always like a great thing. Yeah, don't touch something. Okay.
Yeah, because you don't know what's gonna happen next.
Okay. Well, thanks you both for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.